What's up guys, welcome back, or if it's your first time to my channel, welcome. I'm back at it again with another toy haul, this time a collection of stuff from discount stores. I've got Ollie's, I've got Ross, Marshall's, and I think that might be it. So right now as I'm recording this, is the day before Thanksgiving, and if you don't know, there's a lot of awesome things being found now at discount stores across America. Like I said, Ollie's, Marshall's, Ross, TJ Maxx has some things as well. And what's the other place? Oh, I'm blanking. I just went there today. Burlington. So all those places, people are finding some awesome things there. Some things heavily discounted. Some G.I. Joes, Marvel Legends, Power Rangers, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Star Wars Black Series, all those kinds of things. A lot of cool things being found. So my girlfriend and I have been going here and there at least once a week, if not together, then I've been going. I've been looking for more than her, obviously, but she's been looking for some stuff too. They also have like anime statues from Naruto, Demon Slayer. There's some My Hero stuff. All those kind of stuff, Q-Poskets, and then just the anime statues there, heavily discounted, like half off the normal retail price. So a lot of cool stuff. It's a really cool time right now. You got Black Series. I got toys on the brain. You got Black Friday deals going on. You got toys and collectibles heavily discounted, so it's a really cool time right now. On top of the normal stuff, new stuff being released, we're just in time for Christmas, of course. These toy companies wanting to get this stuff in right before Christmas. But today in this video, I am filming a series of videos today, but in this one, going to be sharing a collection over the last few weeks, maybe the last month, of pickups from the discount stores. Most of the stuff is going to be toy related, but there are also some other collectibles and stuff like that. So let's get into it now. Enough of me rambling on. I'm going to try to do this in one shot with no editing, anything like that. But first of all, it's the only one of these that I've been able to find in the store. This was at Marshall's, $5.99. I don't know if it's going to focus. Their price was $5.99. It says compared to $8, and we all know Funko Pops now are $11.99, $12.99 for the normal Pops, not counting the store exclusives, which have gone up to, what, $15 a piece, if not more, depending on where you are. It's the only one that I've found. I picked it up. I already have all of these. You can sort of see, Donnie and Mikey right here. I have all of them already, as well as Casey and Shredder from this series. However, for $6, I decided to pick this guy up because I was contemplating buying another of each of these. I'm sorry, I'm blinking a lot today because my eyes are really bothering me, man. This time of year is really bad for if you have allergies and stuff like that, or sensitive to temperature changes and seasonal changes, stuff like that. But I was contemplating for a little bit buying an extra one of each of the Turtles to repaint and give them their individually colored bandanas in this same comic style, the Mirage comic. Obviously, this is based off of the comics, the original Eastman and Laird's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle comics from the 80s. But that's the only one that I've seen so far that I've gone a few times. So, but I'm glad to have picked it up for about $6. I think originally, some of the ones at least, got them for about that price on Amazon earlier this year. So it's really cool to be able to pick up a second one of those. Maybe I'll end up getting the others at some point to repaint. I got a big stack of stuff here, so hopefully this won't take too terribly long. And then this I was kind of on the fence about, but I picked it up anyway for $14.99. Of course, the Super Mario Superstar Tree Topper. Of course, the star power-up from the Super Mario games. Oddly enough, I had gone into GameStop a few days ago, and they had this currently on the shelf for the holiday season. They're asking price $24.99 for one of these at GameStop, which the tag here, this was TJ Maxx, by the way. Their tag says compare to $20. So a lot of these, they're shortchanging themselves. They will say that compared to cheaper than they actually are. But yeah, I picked this up for $15. I've always wanted one of these, and I was kind of on the fence about it because it's like there's other stuff that I want more. There's a lot of action figures and stuff currently in stores and coming out soon. But like I said, I've always wanted, I should really hold it over here and not block my light. I've wanted one of these for many years now. So decided to pick it up because I figured a worst case scenario, and I kind of live by this. It's like worst case scenario, if you see it in the store and you want it, you better go ahead and get it because it may not be there when you come back. You can always take it back and, you know, return it, get a refund. But if someone else buys it, then, you know, you're SOL. So I ended up go ahead and grabbing this. Pretty cool. I actually just went to our storage unit today and got the Christmas stuff out along with the Christmas tree. So we'll be putting that up here soon. As I said, as I'm filming this, it's the day before Thanksgiving. So it's about that time to start decorating for Christmas. We don't go too extravagant with the Christmas, but we at least will put up the tree and we have a huge ornament collection. We're eventually going to need a second tree for the amount of ornaments that we have. So that was that last one was, what did I say? TJ Maxx on that one for $14.99. And then these are from Ollie's here, a couple of Star Wars Black Series. First of all, I'd been wanting one of these, or a couple of these, for a while, ever since the Book of Boba Fett series on Disney Plus. Always liked the design of these guys, but especially after seeing them in the Book of Boba Fett. The Star Wars Black Series Archive Tusken Raider. Very, very cool. And this is Ollie's, and they're $19.99. Again, says compare to, or says their price $17.99. We know Black Series now is almost, what, 25 bucks now for standard figures. I ended up grabbing the two that they had. They had only two. I have not seen any more of these since, so I'm glad I picked them up when I did. Been wanting these guys for a long time. Did not want to pay retail price, so I got two for less than the price of one of these. So very, very cool. Like I said, been wanting one of these, especially after the Book of Boba Fett. So very happy to have found these in my local Ollie's. Ollie's is a hit or miss, and it's really by region more than anything, because you don't always, one part of the country will not get the same as another part of the country. So someone can find something in, let's say, the Midwest, or you know, in like New England area, and we won't see it here in Georgia. But so happy to find those. And also one that I've been wanting for a long time, especially at this price, again, $9.99, is the Star Wars Black Series Archive Chewbaca. I just recently got the Return of the Jedi Chewbaca, which I really, really like the head sculpt, other than the fact that they sculpted the you know, the chain around the neck, the collar and chain on that. I really wish that they would have done a removable one with Chewbacca. So I was really wanting this one, especially for the price of $9.99. This is a very good figure, basically the same except for the head sculpt as the Return of the Jedi Chewbacca. But for $9.99, you can't really beat that. It's pretty awesome for a Star Wars Black Series figure. I know that in videos that I've been watching recently, people's toy hunts, those things are abundant. Not as abundant as the G.I. Joe Origins, G.I. Joe Classified Snake Eyes, like the movie figures. Those things are flooding Ollies. But I have seen those quite a lot, but with that being one of, the OG characters, that one will probably be all bought up by Christmas, I have a feeling. And then back to some other of the discount stores. I went to Burlington today. My Burlington is very, very hit or miss. I have found some really cool stuff in there. But lately they have been miss after miss, and they got a lot more stuff in leading up to the holidays, but nothing that I've seen in other people's toy hunts that I wanted. But I did find this guy here, $6.99 for this one. It's the SpiderMan and His Amazing Friends animated show. I've never watched this. I really don't have an interest in it. Not that I'm against it. It's obviously for a younger audience though. But I remember seeing this in Target earlier in the year and really liking this spider bot here, or what's called Trace E, or it's on the front as well, Trace C. Really liked the spider bot and almost bought it at Target for full price, which it's about, I think, $12. Which they actually got it right on this one, $11.99. But I ended up picking this up for $6.99 today. Just kind of, I think that's a little high for just the one little piece here, but I really liked this, and I thought it would look really cool on the Spidey shelf up here. So I ended up grabbing that again, $6.99 at Burlington. And then what's next? We got these two guys from Ross, G.I. Joe Classified Series. I have done pretty well resisting buying the G.I. Joe Classified figures. There's some that are really cool. There's some that they just announced that I really like. There's some that in the past that I've really liked. I've bought some, but it's normally been on clearance or at discount stores or whatever. And more so for the weapons and accessories than the figures themselves, even though the figures are cool. I was never a big G.I. Joe fan, or a big, growing up. I know that I played with some of the toys. I never had any personally, but I had friends growing up that had the toys. And I just loved action figures. Still do, obviously. So I would play with them when I went to a friend's house. And they had some of the vehicles, like the big chopper, that was really, really cool. But myself, never a big G.I. Joe fan. But these G.I. Joe Classified figures, very, very cool. But I ended up finding these two, like I said, at Ross, $5.99 each. The twins, as they're being called. I ended up finding one last week when we went, and then I found the other just today when I went out, and wasn't really sure which one I liked more, so I ended up just grabbing both because they're a little bit different. They have the same accessories, basically the same figure, but the heads are a little bit different. And the reason I wanted these was that I really liked the head scan of these to maybe make a, I'm not sure how I was thinking, but for a custom for my Spider-Man Marvel Legends, I was thinking maybe a Harry Osborn or something like that. Knowing my luck, by the time I actually make it, they'll probably end up coming out. Hasbro will announce one or what have you, but ended up finding the twins, and I do like the way the box art here goes together. Like I said, $5.99 each on these at, what did I say, Ross on those guys. So I may keep both. I may decide that I like one or the other and return one of them. Not really sure yet. Like I said, you find something, you know, and then you want it, go ahead and pick it up. You can always take it back later if you need to. I'm gonna save that for later. This one I just found today, I thought was really cool. $5, only $5 for this. And it is the Ghostbusters Afterlife Clue board game. Not a huge fan of Clue growing up, never really played it, wasn't one of those for me. However, it's Ghostbusters, $5 for this. Really like the box art on the front here. Very, very cool. So that alone is really nice. And then I also noticed the game pieces. So for $5, the game pieces alone are worth it. We've got, of course, the Proton Pack. We've got the goggles. We've got the PK meter, the ghost trap on wheels, and we've got the Aztec ghost whistle. So for $5, I think the game pieces alone are very, very cool. And like I said, the box art is really, really nice. So, and then you could see there are the suspects in this one that you can possibly get in the Ghostbusters Clue by Hasbro. So, like I said, $5 for this. Says compared to 20, this thing was probably closer to 25, most likely. I had never actually saw that one in the store, believe it or not, during you know, the whole leading up to Ghostbusters Afterlife, or even, you know, after Afterlife. So $5 for that though is very, very cool. Like I said, got that one from Ross. I also picked up this one, I think last week, again at Ross. $5.99 for this. And the main reason I picked up this again was because I thought that the head scan would work for a custom. And for $5.99, I'm not gonna get it any cheaper. It's gonna cost me double that just to get it on eBay or Mercari or something like that. But ended up picking up this Dino Fury Red Ranger, and I thought that the head would work pretty well for Spider-Man animated series, Dr. Kurt Connors, which turns into the Lizard. So that's the main reason I bought that one. So I picked up that. And I have to say, the design of this Ranger is actually pretty cool. This was way after my time, and didn't watch any of this, but that design is pretty cool. I do dig that. Very nice. But yeah, like I said, ended up just picking that up for the head again. $5.99 at Ross, and I believe in my area at least, that is the only one of the Power Rangers Lightning Collection figures that I've seen, I believe. I believe we found that one at a different Ross that's about 30 minutes, yeah, around an hour round trip from us, is the one of the closest targets Ross. So ended up finding that there, not locally, not in our town. But then I also found this for $9.99. I think I've seen all of them so far, but I only picked up Mikey, and that of course is the Best Action TMNT Michelangelo. This is the arcade version from, of course, the classic arcade TMNT arcade game. I was on the fence about picking this up because it's like, I'm just not sure. I'm not sure if I like the paint deco on this or not. It's really weird. Gonna have to edit that sneeze out. I'm just not really sure. It's like, I love the game. The TMNT arcade game is probably the best TMNT game. But I'm just not sure if I like the Paint app on this or not. Just, I don't know. But yeah, $9.99 says comparable to $18, which is about right. These range from like 18, 19. They're under 20, but it's basically the same sculpt and everything as all the others. It's just a different paint deco, which Best Action seems to be doing with these guys. They just keep re-releasing the same figure, just different paint deco. So, but yeah, I'm not really sure, but that's why I only grabbed Mikey, because he's my favorite. So, you know, at least I have my favorite. Down to the last two things, and these are arguably the best that we've found so far. Which one do I want to go? Let's do this one first. Marshall's. This one was $15, and I was looking for this last year around Halloween, because videos went up, people finding them. I think it was on like TikTok, people finding these, looking everywhere for it. Last Halloween, did not find it. Walked into Marshall's, they had this one and the smaller version for $10, and that is this Lego storage container, and it is a jack-o'-lantern. Look how big this thing is. Big, it's almost as big as my head, and I have a big noggin. That's crazy. It says comparable, or compare at $24.99, so $25 regular. I could see that, but this thing is huge and only $15, and mainly just gonna use this for decor at Halloween time. It's very, very cool. Like I said, looked everywhere for this last Halloween, could not find it. There's also a skeleton version that I wanted as well, for the same reason, but I am super stoked to at least found the jack-o'-lantern. This is really, really, really cool. It definitely one of my favorite finds this year. Like I said, just walked in, and there that and the smaller one was just sitting on the shelf, and they only had one each. I almost bought both. If I'd have had more money and, you know, wasn't going to several stores that day, probably would have grabbed both, but ended up picking that one up recently. I don't even know when exactly. And then last but certainly not least, just picked this guy up today. The only one that they had, and this is like a joint purchase because of the fact that they only had the one. $16.99, comparable to $30, and this was at Ross, and it is the big King Koopa himself, Bowser, from the Super Mario Brothers movie. And yeah, this is the big one that does breathe fire. You put water in, I think, his shell, and then the steam comes out of his mouth, and there's a red light in there, and makes it look like he's breathing fire or about to breathe fire. 14 points of articulation, it says on this guy. This thing is awesome. I know back before the movie came out, when this first hit, this was a lot of people were snatching these up, and now I guess the craze has cooled off. Target still has some of these, and they're on sale for $23.99. Because I think these, yeah, okay, that's 30, comparable to 30. But finding this at Ross for $16.99. We were watching some other toy hunts, and people kept coming across this, and we both like kind of told each other, you know, if we found this for $17, that we would pick it up, and if there was only one, we'd have to share it. So this is a joint purchase between the girlfriend and I, King Koopa himself, Bowser. So really, really cool find. So it's kind of a tie, I think, between that and the jack-o'-lantern Lego storage head case, whatever you want to, head case. Some people call me that. storage head. I think those two things are kind of tied with the coolest things, or definitely top on the list of the coolest things that I found this year. But that is going to do it for this one. Just doing the discount stores in this one. I was going to add Five Below because I feel like Five Below is sort of a discount store, but I'll save that stuff and put that in a different video because I got a couple to do today. But that's going to do it for this one. All the discount stores: Ross, Marshall, TJ Maxx, and Ollie's. I hope you enjoyed it. If you stuck around, I appreciate it. And if you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff, all the typical YouTube jargon. It helps out my channel, and I appreciate it. And let me know what you're out here looking for. What kind of stuff that you found recently are you taking advantage right now of? All these cool things popping up in discount stores, and what you're looking forward to that's coming out here recently. I'd love to hear it. But for now, that's gonna do it. Again, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, stay awesome and keep collecting.